The internet at the shelter I'm staying at was out last night, so I decided that my best course of action would be to rip off an old Alpharad video where he answered questions over footage of the Google Chrome dinosaur game. Now that I've admitted the concept is stolen, if I see a single comment about it, don't be surprised when it gets deleted. First question comes from Plush. Hi Winter, have you ever, No. Next question comes from Starlight Sakura on Twitter. Hi Winter, which cat are you feeling today, along with this image? Probably 7 right now. Something about the blank expression speaks to me at the moment. Niku asks what I think about this gif of Hatsune Miku getting decapitated, and my thoughts can be summarized with one sentence. I hope she feels better. Suddenly Sentient asks, who is the most powerful gamer? If I was feeling just a little more conceited right now, I'd say it's me, but the only correct answer is Germa985. Wild Black asks, what's your favorite video you've made? This is honestly a hard question because I've been making videos for too long, but honestly, if we're talking exclusively on the Winter VA channel, the last video I made about scam artists on Twitter is probably my favorite. I put more effort into the editing on that video than I usually do, and I think the video ended up being something really special as a result. Midnight Emerald asks, how's your day been? It hasn't, really. Today's the first day in a while where I haven't really done anything, mostly because it's way too cold outside for me to motivate myself to go anywhere. JB thought they were clever when they said anything, but they failed the assignment because there's no question mark at the end. Dasho Naragma, sorry if I mispronounced that at all, asked, how does one get good at manipulating their voice? Like, are there any specific methods or exercises you recommend? I'm definitely not the best person to ask because I'm by no means a professional when it comes to voice acting, even if it is something I consider myself to be pretty okay at. A lot of it for me just comes from practice, and the way I practice is just by attempting impressions of characters I like. Although another big one is just by voicing characters in games I'm playing through, even if I'm playing on my own. I'm well aware that isn't like a genuine exercise or anything, and that's unfortunately just because I haven't really had a lot of time to focus on voice acting stuff in the past few months because of my living situation. Hopefully I'll be able to get back into it soon though. Big Gnome has 3 questions. Favorite and least favorite Ace Attorney cases. My favorite is a close tie between Bridge to the Turnabout Revolution, and the combination of Twisted Karma and His Last Bow and the resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Bridge is for obvious reasons, aside from being the only case in the original trilogy that I consistently enjoy replaying outside of Let's Plays. Revolution is just because I have a soft spot for cool dads in video games, especially when they make me cry. And the 2 from the Great Ace Attorney are just because they're genuinely the best written games in the series. Are there any games or series that you don't personally enjoy but still respect from an artistic standpoint? Too many to count, but the big one that sticks out in my head is the Bayonetta games. I think Bayonetta is a cool character, I think the games look cool as hell, but they are dreadful to play. Favorite animals? Cats. Not like jungle cats, just house cats. They're so stupid and I love them. Archives of Faye asks if I'd listen to an album called 1.21. No. Astrid asks if I think I could beat them at Mario Party. Obviously, I have a 100% win rate in that game. Faye also asks how I feel about the economy. I don't. Cosmo asks, Mario Jumpman Mario? He's better than that YouTube Luigi. Cosmo also asks, favorite cheese? Mozzarella. Cosmo also asks, Persona 5? No. That one guy asked Persona 5 Royal. Yes. I already mentioned this pretty much everywhere else, but I beat Persona 5 Royal for the first time recently, and it's one of the best games I've ever played, even coming close to being a game I love as much as Xenoblade 2 and 3. If you're like I was and you let the Persona fanbase keep you from enjoying the game, don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. The only parts I genuinely hated about this game were the classic Atlas cringe and the side characters with blatantly homophobic writing, which can also be chalked up to classic Atlas cringe. Fanboy asks, should I name my hypothetical kid Isaac? This is not a decision I should have any say in. Fanboy also asks, Smash Tournament? Not right now, no. Fanboy also asks, would you try egg and mayo water, just being honest? No. The actual real Filthy Frank asks, what do you think of death grips? Not for me, but it was a common source of jokes when I was living in Virginia. Muddy asks, which colored version of each Pokemon game do you prefer? Blue for Gen 1, neither for Gen 2, sapphire for Gen 3, diamond for Gen 4, white for Gen 5, white 2 for the Gen 5 sequels, X for Gen 6, moon for Gen 7, neither for the Ultra games, Pikachu for Let's Go, shield for Gen 8, and scarlet for Gen 9. I know those aren't all colors and I'm excluding the remakes, but my answers for the remakes are all the same equivalents. Shackled Mars 261 asks, Winter, what is the best water? Tap water. Actually, what is the best drink? Sprite mixed with pink lemonade. Sylvia asks, who in the server would be easiest to beat in a fight and who would be the hardest? That one guy would be the easiest, Cosmo would be the hardest. Tina asks, favorite squid? Minecraft squid. And Autumn64 asks, when did you find out about being trans? How was your journey coming out and transitioning? I knew in 7th or 8th grade. My older brother had already come out as trans before me though, which made it a little intimidating when it came to coming out. When I came out the first time, nobody really took it as seriously as they should have. When I came out the second time, around 3 or 4 years ago, my mom went out of her way to learn more about it, and now she cares more about LGBTQ issues than I do. I've been very lucky as far as coming out goes, because in the end, the family I care about most have been accepting and accommodating, and the majority of the friends I've made throughout my life have, through some turn of fate, ended up being trans or non-binary to an extent as well. As for transitioning, I'm not really one to talk about it, unfortunately. I've made embarrassingly little progress. Every time I think I'm about to take a step towards transitioning, something comes up that sets it back. The best example I can think of is HRT. I thought I was going to get to start it while I was living in Virginia. Unfortunately, it turns out rent was way too high in Virginia and getting a job was way harder than it was at Michigan. So then I moved back to Michigan and, wow, I'm homeless, so now I have to work towards getting out of that before I can make any strides towards transitioning. Don't take this to be me trying to discourage anyone at all, though. There are way more resources to help with transitioning than I was aware of when I was a kid, and there are way more people who are willing to be there for you and accept you now, too. Anyways, I'm only 21 years old and I'm talking like I'm in my 50s, so I'm going to end this answer here. This was a fun way to spend my night with internet out, so hey, maybe I'll do this again next time I'm without internet. Or maybe I'll become original by then, we'll see.